right, so today we're really going deep, diving into the early life of a guy who needs no introduction, Jacque Fresco, right?
Hmm.
The futuristic cities, the radical ideas, the whole shebang. But get this, and this is something I bet a lot of people don't know, his journey, it all starts with a childhood obsession with airplanes.
It's funny how something that starts so simple, I don't know, just a kid being fascinated by something, it can end up shaping a whole life's work. And for Fresco, aviation, it wasn't just about the flying, it was about understanding how things worked, how they really worked, right? Pushing past the easy answers and always, always wanting to know more. And you really see that drive, that curiosity. It's woven throughout his entire career.
And to think, it all started because young Jacques, he just couldn't wrap his head around how something so massive, so heavy, could actually stay up in the air. We actually pored over his early school records, and let me tell you, this was not a kid who just took things at face value.
Oh, absolutely. Traditional schooling, it just didn't really do it for him. He was always pushing for more, always wanting deeper explanations than his teachers often offered. And this need, this drive to really grasp an idea, not just memorize it, that's key. It's the difference between just like knowing a fact and truly understanding it.
It's like the difference between being told the facts and truly grasping it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see this drive to find answers, to really dig deep, it really foreshadows his path. He becomes this visionary thinker, always questioning, always challenging conventions. And even as a young boy, this was clear. His family, they would often visit relatives in Philadelphia and try to swing by a local airport. But week after week, the hangar was closed.
Wow, that's incredible. Can you imagine? Most kids, they would given up. What do you think kept them going back?
I think it was more than just wanting to see a plane. It was this burning curiosity, this drive that wouldn't quit, and this determination to find a solution even when facing obstacles. It's actually echoed in his later work designing sustainable cities.
Yeah.
He didn't just imagine a better future, he actively looked for ways to overcome the challenges of getting there.
So he doesn't give up. He decides, okay, I'm going to find a working airport, even if I have to do it myself. We're talking hours of walking, trying to spot planes in the distance. He eventually learns about Barren Island Airport and treks all the way there on foot just for the chance to see a plane up close.
Now that's dedication. And you have to imagine the impact of finally seeing a real-life aircraft, especially back then. This wasn't like spotting a car on the street.
Yep.
Airplanes were a rare, rare sight.
And at Barren Island, he sees it. A Jenny, a World War I training plane. This encounter must have been pivotal, right? It solidified his passion, pushed him further down this path of design, of exploration. And then what happens next, it feels almost meant to be. He meets Paul Rizzo, a pilot at the airport.
It's like I was saying earlier about Fresco challenging assumptions, much like he would later challenge conventional thinking about society.
Right.
And this meeting with Rizzo, it's a perfect example. He tells Rizzo how badly he wants to see a plane up close. And get this, Rizzo takes him flying.
What are the odds to meet someone who not only shares your passion, but is willing to share their knowledge, their experience so freely? This chance encounter, it had a huge impact on Fresco's life, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And it gets even better. Fresco, he actually starts working at the airport, doing odd jobs, cleaning planes, all for the chance to be around these machines, to experience flight. He even gets to hold the controls. That kind of hands-on learning, that's invaluable. It wasn't just observing anymore. He was participating, learning by doing.
And then, years later, they reconnect at an aviation club for retired pilots. And get this, Rizzo, he had a bit of a colorful past. Turns out, he flew during the Prohibition era, even smuggling alcohol.
Wait, hold on. Rizzo was smuggling alcohol. Now that's a story. I wonder if those stories, if they influenced Fresco's views on technology at all. Because, it's a powerful thing, right? It can be used for good, for progress, but also, well, for other things.
Exactly. You've got Fresco, this young, impressionable mind, meeting these aviation pioneers, seeing firsthand how technology can be this double-edged sword. So we have these early experiences with flight with these larger-than-life figures. How do they shape the Jacque Fresco we all know, the one known for his futuristic visions?
I think that's the key, isn't it? Fresco's fascination with aviation, it wasn't just about airplanes, right? It was about this insatiable curiosity, this relentless pursuit of knowledge, this willingness to challenge conventions that ultimately shaped him into the visionary thinker he became. And it makes you wonder, what's that thing, that one thing that sparks that same kind of fire in all of us?
It makes you wonder what Jenny is out there waiting to ignite our passions, right?